Remember, democracy never lasts long. It soon wastes, exhausts, and murders itself. There never was a democracy yet that did not commit suicide. But a constitution of government once changed from freedom, can never be restored. Liberty, once lost, is lost forever. There is danger from all men. The only maxim of a free government ought to be to trust no man living with power to endanger the public liberty. I must study politics and war that my sons may have liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. Because power corrupts, society's demands for moral authority and character increase as the importance of the position increases. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. Children should be educated and instructed in the principles of freedom. It should be your care, therefore, and mine, to elevate the minds of our children and exalt their courage, to accelerate and animate their industry and activity, to excite in them an habitual contempt of meanness, abhorrence of injustice and inhumanity, and an ambition to excel in every capacity, faculty, and virtue. If we suffer their minds to grovel and creep in infancy, they will grovel all their lives. And liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people who have a right from the frame of their nature to knowledge, as their great Creator who does nothing in vain, has given them understandings and a desire to know. But besides this they have a right, an indisputable, unalienable, indefeasible divine right to the most dreaded and envied kind of knowledge, I mean of the characters and conduct of their rulers. The only thing most people do better than anyone else is read their own handwriting. If worthless men are sometimes at the head of affairs, it is, I believe, because worthless men are at the tail and the middle. Facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes, our inclinations, or the dictates of our passions, they cannot alter the state of facts and evidence. Old minds are like old horses, you must exercise them if you wish to keep them in working order. The government of the United States is not, in any sense, founded on the Christian religion. Liberty must at all hazards be supported. We have a right to it, derived from our Maker. But if we had not, our fathers have earned and bought it for us, at the expense of their ease, their estates, their pleasure, and their blood. You will think me transported with enthusiasm, but I am not. I am well aware of the toil and blood and treasure that it will cost us to maintain this declaration, and support and defend these states. Yet through all the gloom I can see the rays of ravishing light and glory. I can see that the end is more than worth all the means, and that posterity will triumph in the day's transaction, even although we should rue it, which I trust in God we shall not. Let the human mind loose. It must be loose. It will be loose. Superstition and dogmatism cannot confine it. In politics the middle way is none at all. Fear is the foundation of most governments. There are two ways to conquer and enslave a country. One is by the sword. The other is by debt. You will ever remember that all the end of study is to make you a good man and a useful citizen. To be good, and to do good, is all we have to do. I must study politics and war that my sons may have liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. My sons ought to study mathematics and philosophy, geography, natural history, naval architecture, navigation, commerce and agriculture, in order to give their children a right to study painting, poetry, music, architecture, statuary, tapestry, and porcelain. May 12, 1780. Property monopolized or in the possession of a few is a curse to mankind. Power must never be trusted without a check. Cities may be rebuilt, and a people reduced to poverty may acquire fresh property, But a constitution of government once changed from freedom, can never be restored. Liberty once lost is lost forever. When the people once surrendered their share in the legislature, and their right of defending the limitations upon the government, and of resisting every encroachment upon them, they can never regain it. The longer I live, the more I read, the more patiently I think, and the more anxiously I inquire, the less I seem to know. Do justly. Love mercy. Walk humbly, with your God. This is enough. The way to secure liberty is to place it in the people's hands, that is, to give them the power at all times to defend it in the legislature and in the courts of justice. Always stand on principle, even if you stand alone.